Did you know that the official One Piece recently announced that the new theme song will be performed by none other than Green Boys? That's right, they were known as Green, one of Japan's most beloved vocal groups. And Oda Sensei mentioned them in Jump's author comments. Back then, in 2008, one of their biggest hits, KISEKI, was actually used in the collaboration with One Piece. One Piece channel. These days, J-pop is getting played more and more by DJs too, so I thought this would be a great time to take a deeper look at the lyrics of Japanese songs. Japanese can be tough to fully understand just from a surface level translation, so in this video, I'll break down the true meaning of KISEKI, while also touching on some cultural and philosophical context from Japan. If you ever come to Japan, it might be a fun one to sing at karaoke. Alright, let's dive into the lyrics. 明日、今日よりも好きになれる。溢れる思いが止まらない。I'll be able to love you more tomorrow than I do today. This overflowing feeling won't stop. This line expresses the ever-growing nature of love. The speaker isn't at their emotional peak yet. Their feelings are still expanding. It reflects the Japanese poetic tradition of expressing strong emotion with restraint, focusing on the quiet persistence of love rather than dramatic declarations, 今もこんなに好きでいるのに言葉にできない。Even now I love you so much, but I just can't put it into words. In Japanese culture, emotions are often felt deeply, but not always said directly. This line shows that the strongest feelings are sometimes the hardest to express. A common theme in Japanese literature, and music lyrics. 君のくれた日々が積み重なり過ぎ去った日々二人歩いた奇跡 The days you give me filled up, the days we walk together are our track. For me personally, this line is one of the most important parts. Here, kiseki means track and path, but it sounds identical to kiseki, which means miracle, a key motif in the song. It's completely different even if we pronounce it as kiseki, because the title of this song is kiseki, which means miracle, but the kiseki exists in this line means just path or track. It's about how ordinary shared time becomes something extraordinary through love. 僕らの出会いがもし偶然ならば運命ならば君に巡り会えたそれって奇跡 What if our meeting was by chance? Or was it fate? Meeting you, that's what I call the miracle. 奇跡 Japanese love songs often questions destiny. This reflects a cultural tension like the romantic hope that some meetings are meant to be. And kiseki is used here, miracle. The song plays on both meanings, a track of love and a miraculous connection, as I explained before. 二人寄り添って歩いて、永遠の愛を形にして。Two of us walking side by side, shaping eternal love. Walking side by side, in Japanese, yorisou is a common metaphor for emotional closeness in Japan. It's less about passion, more about shared life and support. いつまでも君の横で笑っていたくて I want to keep smiling by your side forever. This line reflects the Japanese ideal of quiet happiness, like valuing small, lasting joy rather than dramatic highs. ありがとうや、愛してるじゃ、まだ足りないけど、せめて言わせて幸せですと。Thank you and I love you aren't enough. Japanese people often find I love you in Japanese, 愛してる, to be too direct. So this line captures the idea that even strong words fall short of expressing real feeling. At least let me say, I'm happy. This is simple, but powerful. Instead of saying I love you, the speaker shows life by expressing how the other person makes them happy. Subtle, heartfelt, and very Japanese. いつも君の右の手のひらをただ僕の左の手のひらが Your right hand is always gently wrapped in my left hand. This image is extremely tender. Holding hands isn't just physical affection, it's symbolic of emotional support and unspoken love. Right and left also subtly suggest balance and complementarity. Two people becoming one and naturally fitting together. そっと包んでくそれだけでただ愛を感じていた Just that was enough for me to feel your love. Japanese expressions of love are often non-verbal. This line celebrates the idea that silent, physical gestures, like gently holding hands, can carry all the emotional weight of the words like I love you. Very aligned with the Japanese concept of ishin denshin. Have you ever heard? Like communicating heart to heart without speaking. 日々の中で小さな幸せ見つけ重ねゆっくり歩いた奇跡 In everyday life, we found small happiness, built it up, and walked slowly on our path, which means kiseki. This line honors the quiet beauty of daily life. The emphasis is on small happiness and walking slowly. The Japanese concept of wabi-sabi, kinda wabi-sabi, which finds beauty in imperfection and simplicity, shines here. The love is not about grand gestures, but accumulated moments. 僕らの出会いは大きな世界で小さな出来事巡り会えたそれって奇跡 Our meeting was a tiny event in a big world. This line is humble and poetic. It's about feeling small but meaningful in the vastness of the life. A common idea in Japanese literature and anime, also in the music. Even the tiniest moment can be profound if it changes your heart. The fact we crossed paths, that's a miracle. Again, we see the return of kiseki, which means miracle. The repetition reinforces the idea that just meeting someone special out of billions is enough to call it fate or miracle. うまくいかない日だって二人でいれば晴れだって Even bad days, if we are together, it feels like clear skies. This line uses common metaphor in Japanese music, weather to reflect emotion, hare, which means clear skies or sunny, represents peace, warmth, and hope. And togetherness brings internal sunshine no matter what. 強がりや寂しさも忘れられるから Because I can forget all the pretending and loneliness. 強がり means putting on brave face. You know, in Japanese culture, people often hide pain like behind a smile. So being with someone who makes you drop that mask is deeply intimate. 僕は君でなら僕でいれるから Because with you, I can truly be myself. This reflects that strong Japanese concept of 本音と建前. Kinda 本音と建前, one's true feelings versus the public face. This line says, with you, I don't need a mask. I'm just me. だからいつもそばにいてよ、愛しい君へ。So always stay with me, to you, my beloved. 愛しい君へ is a poetic and heartfelt. It's not just darling, it means you who are deeply precious to me. And the speaker gently pleads for closeness, no with demand, but with emotion. 二人ふざけ合った帰り道、それも大切な僕らの日々。The two of us fooling around on the way home. Those are precious days too. These lines bring in a nostalgic memory, something simple, even childish, and just messing around together after school or work. In Japanese love song, ふざけ合う, to joke and play together, reflects a bond beyond romance. It's comfort, playfulness, and friendship. These little moments are often remembered most fondly. 思いを届けと伝えたときに初めて見せた表情の君。When I said let my feelings reach you, you showed me a face I'd never seen before. This is a turning point in this song. The speaker made a bold emotional confession and it broke through the usual quietness. The reaction, a new expression, shows that the other person's feelings were just as deep. 少し間が空いて君がうなずいて僕らの心満たされてく愛で That small pause 少し間が空いて少し間が空いて in this case is so important in Japanese communication. Silence carries weight. A nod うなずいて can mean everything. A full quiet acceptance. And the line captures how subtle gestures can communicate powerful emotions in Japanese culture. 僕らまだ旅の途中で、またこれから先も何十年続いていけるような未来へ。We are still on our journey, and from here on too, toward a future that will last for decades. Life and love are seen as long journey in Japanese songs and literature. This implies patience, endurance, and growth. The speaker is saying, we've come far, but there's still so much more ahead for us. And toward a future that will last for decades, this expresses a long-term commitment rare in pop love songs. It's not about temporary happiness, but a deep desire to continue building a life together well. It's not about temporary happiness, but deep desire to continue building a life together well into the distant future. 例えばほら、明日を見うしないそうに僕らなったとしても Even if say we start to lose sight of tomorrow. This is a tender acknowledgement of doubt, anxiety, or hardship. Something that naturally happens over time, but by saying even then, it reassures that their love will hold steady even if their vision of the future becomes unclear. And from here, it's a repeat of the first verse, so let's skip ahead to the final part. 二人寄り添って歩いて、永遠の愛を形にして、いつまでも君の横で笑っていたくて、ありがとうや、愛してるじゃ、まだ足りないけど、せめて言わせて幸せですと。うまくいかない日だって、二人でいれば晴れだって、喜びや悲しみもすべて分け合える。We can share all the joy and all the sorrow. This line is the definition of a partnership in Japanese love songs. Not avoiding pain, but choosing to go through life's emotions together. In Japan, sharing burdens is a sign of deep emotional trust. I know it's not just Japan, but as an example. And 君がいるから生きていけるから Because you're here, I can keep on living. This is not melodramatic, it's sincere. It reflects how in the fast, isolating world one. 君がいるから生きていけるから だからいつもそばにいてよ愛しい君へ最後の1秒まで So please always stay with me, to you, my beloved, until the very last second. This is the most immediate and enduring line. Not just stay with me, but until the very last second. It implies a love that lasts not just for years, but for life, and possibly beyond. 愛しい君へ again brings a soft poetic tone, not just my love, but you who are precious to me, as I explained before. 明日、今日より笑顔になれる。君がいるだけでそう思えるから。Tomorrow I'll smile more than I did today. Just knowing you are here makes me believe that. This wraps the song in hope and light, not by erasing hardship, but by embracing it with the strength of shared love. 何十年、何百年、何千年時を超えよう。君を愛してる。Let's cross decades, centuries, even millennia. I love you through all of time. This line transcends time, turning personal love into something eternal. Actually, in Japanese songs, this kind of closing is rare and powerful. It elevates the relationship from everyday love into something timeless and universal. Anyway, that wraps up the lyrics of KISEKI. I've got tons of other songs I'd love to break down too, so if there's a Japanese track you are curious about, feel free to send a request anytime. I'm also doing in-depth Japanese analysis of One Piece over on Patreon and this channel, LunaPienArt, so if you're interested, definitely check it out. Then, I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much for coming today.